and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. Happy 3rd of December, everybody. Yeah, this is flying by. December is speeding along. So we are on section 3 today for the 3rd, but I'm going to open my diamond painting advent calendar first. The unboxing for this is on my other channel, but oh, they're different. So we have today, we have a pot of diamonds, but these are rhinestones, but they're square. Let me tip some in my tray so that hopefully you guys can see what I mean by them. I'll leave a couple upside down on purpose, but can you see they've got the silver foil back because they're rhinestones, but they're actually square ones. I don't think I've seen square, have I? I've seen square AB coated, but I don't know if I've had anything with square rhinestones before. And we have those in a green. Very nice. So let's get those back in my pot, because they won't fit on this canvas, but you do get it in one of these round pots, and it is pretty much full. It's not quite full, but there'll be probably 1,000 to 2,000 in there. Is it 2,000 that I can fit in, or is it 1,500 I can fit in? There's at least 1,000 in there anyway. I'm sure that will keep me busy. Give me options. So that was number 3 of my advent calendar. So I'll keep the item out, but I'll put the box back in the advent calendar. So for today's tray, I'm using one of the trays that launches this evening as a limited edition. So today, 3rd of December, this goes up 10 o'clock GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. This tray as a limited edition, and also this pen as a limited edition. I did use these on my whip and chat the other day. I do have a glue dot in the end of this one. So I'm going to use these 2 today, because I figured otherwise I'm going to end up using trays that are sort of, you know, they're no longer available. And while I am definitely going to hit trays that are no longer available, I don't want to do it too much. Kind of doesn't feel right. Okay, so I'm going to line these up now, just so that I can make sure that I can see the diamonds clearly for each section, and try and cover up any excess glue that I may have for any side. So let's line that one up with the bottom before. Okay, so, oh, and this one. Let's go down on this one, I think, just due to the amount of coverage. So we're going to do this section. Oh, pretty colours. So I'm going to start with the black. I'm going to start with 310, because I do like to sort of section bits off when I have bits like this. Oh, that's far too much black, but hey, we're there now. So shake it back and 2 ever so slightly, just to get them all lined up. And let's zoom you in so you can see what I'm doing. And my YouTube comments on whip and chats and on advent whip and chats is growing and growing. So I need to maybe not waffle as much after each question, but hey, the comments do tend to get, comments and questions do tend to get a little bit less as the advent goes on, and as life gets busier, and as I cover more of those questions. So I'm sure I'll get caught up. If not, they can just carry on to the new year, and I'm sure I'll get them covered in some future whip and chats anyway. Dynamite They said that they've recently started their own YouTube because she was watching me and a few others, and it inspired her to start her own. She says she does hope that I get my heaven and earth design done by doing more of it than I am. She says she falls asleep watching my kitting up videos and whip and chats. You're not the first person to say that. There are other people that do say, due to my voice, they drift off to sleep while listening to my videos. I'm not offended. I do drift off to sleep sometimes listening to an audiobook, so I know it does happen if the voice is right. She wants to start her own heaven and earth design. Oh, just drop a diamond in the wrong place. She does want to start her own heaven and earth design, but she wants one that's small. She says about 40 by 50, but I can't ever find one. No, I don't think they do any that small. She says maybe she's calculating the measurements wrong or something, because all she's seen is ones that are big. Yes, they do end up being quite a bit bigger than that. And there is a reason for that. So heaven and earth design is primarily they design and create cross stitch patterns, and actual cross stitch often can be quite a bit smaller than a diamond. It does depend on the, you know, the size of the Aida or the even weave that you do the cross stitch on, but it is generally smaller than a diamond painting in relation to, you know, per centimetre or per inch. And the designs that they do and the images that they do are quite intricate to make sure that all the detail that they want is portrayed. And by converting it from a cross stitch to a diamond painting, you do automatically make it bigger. There is sort of no way around that, really. There's no way to, there's no way to really sort that, I'm afraid. They are bigger. So if you do want to start a heaven and earth design project, they are pretty big. Some designs are smaller than others, but more often than not they will end up being bigger than a 40 by 50. What you need to search for is their mini. Their mini versions will be the smallest that they do, and that will depend on what size the actual image is to how small you can get it. But search for mini, and if you find a pattern that you like, you probably will still find that it is still quite big. But the image is stunning. The way the images come together is amazing, and it will look gorgeous when it's done. I think you just need to realise it's going to be a bigger project than maybe you first thought. I do also have a drink with me. I've not long finished work, and I have a lot of things to do this evening, mainly assembling logbooks. We've had a lot of logbook orders. We have gone through everything we already had ready. We do tend to print them and compile them in bulk. And we did have quite a nice stock on, but it seems to have gone. So with us doing a winter fair tomorrow. So we have a winter fair at a local nursery, and with orders that have come in, we want to make sure that we have a stock of our, well, the logbooks are mainly for the orders. We also want a few more of our book of list and planners for the fair that we're about to do. So it is an assembly evening this evening, so I need to make sure that this chitty chat, whip and waffle, that I don't sit on my bum too much after work before doing the video. Need to keep the momentum going today, so I brought my brew in with me. Because you guys are all right with me drinking a brew. Look at that black. I love how you know, striking the black is when you cover up what is quite a big white symbol to let you know where it needs to go. Makes it look good. Kitting Up Kitten, she says, great video. She enjoyed listening while doing Wonderland from Diamond Art Club. She says, thank you for the idea of doing a section alongside your Advent ones. We'll definitely be doing that. Yeah, you know, I don't want to limit your time diamond painting. You know, the Advent, the idea is that everybody can join in where they can, carve out that little bit of time for themselves. If you have a little bit more time to diamond paint, amazing, awesome. I wish I did. So far this week, I've not had a chance to diamond paint apart from my Advent. But I'm sure there will be days that I can. I'm hoping, I'm keeping hope that there are days that I can still diamond paint. So if you have the time, all the better. Make sure that you do another project alongside. I know there is somebody, at least one person, I think they're doing 2 or 3 different ones during Advent. I know somebody's doing, I know they've seen on Facebook that they're doing 2. So they do a section of one day and a section of another one another day. And by the end of Advent they'll have 2 pictures completely done. But it's really nice to see everybody joining in and seeing everybody's pictures on the thread and all the different stuff that people are doing for it, and just seeing people having fun and enjoying it and carving that little bit of me time out each day to join in when and where they can. So loving it. Brianne, so she's commented on my Minions I'm still on the comments from the Minions whip and chat. This is the last comment from the Minions, and then we do go on to a mixture of some Advent and some Minions comments. But she says the colours for the drills are so pretty, and your new limited edition trays, and yes, I'm using the same tray I used for my last Minions video. She's so excited for Friday. She said to try and get some new goodies from the shop. She agrees about winter sunshine. She says in Indiana it's dark by the time she gets off from work at 5 PM. And that can be a bit depressing. Yeah, it's been dark every day when I've finished work. I mean, our conservatory is a lot lighter than like a room would normally be in a house because of the glass roof, because of so much glass in there. Our conservatory is lighter than, say, you know, another room would be in winter, but I'm still turning the lights on at 3:30, 4 o'clock, and it's just, sometimes I find myself working away and I turn round and I'm working in the dark, like the light's coming from my laptop screen, and it's just like, oh. It's great for cozy nights in. Cozy nights in are amazing when the nights go dark early, but when you want to get stuff done, it's not quite the same. When you want to try and, you know, be productive, I kind of feel like we should have 3-4 days of winter a week, and we should have 3-4 days of sunlight. But hey, it's not the way the world works, is it? She says your videos and fun conversations help me through, so I'm very excited for December. Well, I hope you're enjoying December as well, Brianne. Enjoying the whip and chats now they've started, and at least it gives us something to do nice and cozied up at home to get our diamond paintings done throughout December. The cat lady, so this was on the December Advent. This is when the comments are starting, so on the 1st of December. She said she's all set and she's finished her number 1 square. awesome. I love the fact that everybody's joining in. Even if I am sat in here talking to a camera while doing my diamond painting, I still actually feel as though I'm diamond painting with all of you. And I think that's from reading out the comments and all that sort of stuff as well. Look at that. I love that once the black's filled in. I kind of feel like I could leave it like that. I'm not going to, but I kind of feel like I could. Let me tip my multitudes of black back into my pots, because I definitely tipped out far too many of those. And have another drink of my brew, and I'll get the next number. Nancy says she's looking forward to doing her Advent after work. And Irene said, great fun, we'll look forward to each day. She said, where did you get the clip holding the painting? So I'm guessing that is, in fact, let me zoom out. While I don't have diamonds on the go at the moment, I'm guessing that is one of these two clips that I happen to have grabbed just because they're what's in my craft room. These two I have had for a long while. I think one of them I did get from a scrapbooking shop. I'm not sure which one, but I do think I got another one from AliExpress actually. I think I searched for some binder clips because I wanted these ones that were clear through when I was mainly scrapbooking. So I think it was AliExpress that I got the other one from. So if it's those clips that you're talking about, then try AliExpress and search for a binder clip. She did say she tried to put her email address in on the trays, but it wouldn't let me. Oh, I don't know why it did that. I know I did forget to turn on the email notification when I first launched the shop items. Megan normally does that bit, and obviously leaving it to me was not a good idea. They are now all set up that you can have an email notification. If you are still having a problem, Irene, then do fill in the contact us form, send us an email, and I will pop your email address in for you. I can't guarantee that I can't commit to replying to emails asking for people to be notified or messages, but I can definitely try putting your email in from my side and see if it will work. And if indeed, you know, I can see a fault that makes it not work, I'm more than happy to raise that with our website provider as well, and raise a potential issue that will need a fix. But yeah, we'll work around it the best we can. So just bob me an email if you still haven't been able to sign up, and I'll have a look into that for you and do my best to get that working. But it will be going up at 10 PM Greenwich Mean Time. So if you're unsure what time that is in your time zone, if you're not in the UK, then do just type in 10 PM GMT in, and you can even just put your own country or your own time zone or your own city or state or whatever it is, and quite often Google will come back and tell you exactly what time of day it is where you are. We've had our daylight saving now, so you know 10 PM will be the right time. 10 PM in the UK, so you could always put 10 PM in the UK, what's that in my time zone, and then you can bob yourself a little alarm on your phone or a reminder or some form of alert and do it that way as well. I know some people actually do that rather than sign up for the emails. Depends on how often you check your email, I'm guessing, as to which way works for you. But they are looking as though they're going to be very popular as usual. The pen's looking like it's going to be very popular as well, which I thought this, while it's a limited edition, I thought it might be a little bit of a longer standing limited edition, but it does seem to have caught people's eye. And each one is different with the amount of blue, green and white. Some of them are purely blue and green on one side, and only a little bit of white on the other side. You know, they are all different and unique. Sarah, she says, I was wondering if you would consider adding empty spares pages for the logbooks. So with things like glow-in-the-darks, quad cubes, crystals, spares, etc. She'd like to be able to add those to her logbook. Yeah, so there is a way that you can add them to your logbook now. So on each list that we have in the logbook, there are some blanks at the end of the DMC numbers where you could add stuff in. So I think I did that on one of mine. I added it in the column for specials and added that in. Or are you thinking with no title? So at the moment we have the spares with the title of special or AB. Are you wanting that title part to be blank? Do let me know, or bob me an email on what it is that you're thinking, which part it is that you're thinking of removing. Or are you thinking of removing the special and AB title and removing the DMC and just sort of having a blank table that's set out the same for you to add in? Do bob us an email and let us know, because that may well be something that we can accommodate as an extra page. And you can choose to add some, you know, a couple of pages of blank tables, which you can customise to be whatever you want. Because we want to make the logbook work for most people, or everybody as much as possible. As much as possible, we want that to be able to work. I know somebody did mention, I can't remember if it was in a comment I read out. I think it was just in a comment I replied to on one of my non-whip and chat videos. They did ask about, you know, potentially making a logbook for a left-handed person. And I think that's because most of the information that I write in my logbook is on the right-hand side. But I did reply, our logbooks, all the pages, you can remove them. You can then write on them on a flat surface, and then you can put them back in. So they will work for somebody that is left-handed just as well as somebody that is right-handed. When I write on the pages on the left of my logbook, I tend to take the page out and write on it and put it back, because I'm right-handed. A left-handed person could just do it with the other page. Make it work for everybody. So Sarah also says she's enjoying the Advent. She has a Christmas delivery from Diamond Art Club as her Advent this year. She's doing 4" by 4" sections, and the maths work out for 25 sections, so she gets a quiet moment on Christmas Day. Love it. Yeah, you can divide it up into however many you want. This is something that some people do. So some people divide up their, you know, whatever painting they're working on, and work on different ones each month and give themselves little sections to work on, little bite-sized pieces depending on the size of the painting. And I did another one in June. I did a June waffle where we divided it into 30. It's a little bit shorter whip and chats they were, because there was a few more sections in there. But it was a great way to spend some of the days in the summer and get a diamond painting done with everybody. I loved seeing all the paintings that everybody came up with. I do for both events, but I did for June as well. I did a little montage of what everybody had done, and all the, you know, all the paintings that people were happy for me to show the image and see what they all looked like when they were finished. But I'm all up for the quiet moment on Christmas Day. I sometimes get to diamond paint on Christmas Day. I must admit, it's normally more like, you know, the 4 or 5 o'clock sort of, whenever, well, definitely after 5, I'd say. Christmas dinner's been had, presents were opened in the morning, everybody's feeling a little bit sleepy. And yeah, I often sit and diamond paint for a little bit. It's my sort of little bit of chill time. We all deserve a bit of chill time. I wouldn't try and do it in the morning though. I think that would be a bit too crazy in our house. Jane says, I think I remember you saying that the Zesty tray will be back in the shop in January. Am I remembering that right? I've just finished her day one for her Advent while watching my videos. Yes, you did hear that right, Jane. We are planning on January. So this is our bigger tray. It's an Add More Zest tray. And the tray I used in yesterday's video is our Zesty size. It's only slightly smaller. Slightly smaller than this big tray, and some people do prefer it for their, for the size of their hands, or maybe the size of the projects that they work on or the sections that they work on. Some people do prefer the Zesty tray. We are looking, so far all seems good, unless something completely goes belly up with the printers. Which, never say never when it comes to those printers. They do have a mind of their own on occasion. We are looking at bringing out the standard colours for the Zesty trays in January. So that is the pink, the grey and the white. They're the colours that we have on the website all the time. And once the initial rush for those colour of trays when we first launched had died down, we tend to have some of those printed in stock, ready to order. As soon as it's ordered, your order tends to go out within 48 hours, and you won't have to wait for those trays or rush to buy them, because they're a stock item. They're not limited in number. We are looking at doing that with the Zesty trays in those colours in January. And currently the printers are lined up, all three printers, one with grey, one with pink and one with white on. And they are printing Zesty trays like a good un. And they have been for most of November. We did have one printer that had to finish off printing the black, and we have, when we do sell a big tray, we do make sure that we restock it so that they're always ready to go. We have a set number on the shelf, so whenever one sells, we print a bigger one to fill it up. But they have been printing Zesty trays most of November and all of December. And they will carry on printing Zesty trays because there's a couple of reasons we decided to launch it in January. In fact, the main reason we decided to launch it in January is January can be a tough financial month for people. Many companies will give December's pay early. And of course it then goes on a load of Christmas stuff. But then January's pay will be your normal end of the month. So you often end up waiting 5-6 weeks for January's pay to come in. And we know it can be a tight month sometimes for people, dependent on how they get paid. And we didn't want to bring out something that was a limited edition. We didn't want people to feel as though they had to stretch themselves because they really wanted, the new colour tray or whatever colour we brought out for January. We wanted to take that pressure off people. So the reason we're looking at launching the Zesty tray in January is because it will be a stock item. So if money is shorter, tighter, a little bit more stretched, should we say, in January, then wait, the tray will not be going anywhere. Those colours will not disappear. They will still be available come end of January, come February, etc, etc. So that was the main reason that we decided for January, was we're not going to launch anything limited edition in January. We plan on launching stock items only. And we also thought January, if for any reason we have completely underestimated, which we may well have done, if we have completely underestimated people's desire for the zesty tray, and the fact that we've been printing them for a month means we still don't have enough stock for what everybody wants, then we wouldn't be going into Christmas with orders pending for any reason. We don't want that. We're trying to get as many as we can in stock, and then we will update the website to advise that it's like, you know, you're pre-ordering. We're printing for order once we reach a certain volume. Yeah, that's sort of the plan with them, and that's why we went for January, because who needs that at Christmas? I don't need that through the December Advent. If we'd launched zesty trays tonight instead of these limited edition and everybody went buying them, I would feel so guilty that people were waiting for them and might not get them before Christmas. And is the post going to arrive? And yeah, I don't need that. And I don't think it's fair on people if they've ordered something before Christmas to not get it till after. So we want a good stock. But yes, zesty trays are coming. Zesty trays are coming in January. That is the plan. And I'm doing pretty well on stock. I did put the same colour on 2 printers the other day, just to try going by the sales of the normal size trays. One colour is more popular than the others, so I did make sure to do an extra batch of those, extra. But we've got no idea how well it's going to go and how long it's going to take to calm down. When we first launched the tray as a pre-order, so this was at the point nobody had actually worked with one apart from me. Nobody actually, you know, had that other word of mouth of how good the tray is and how it lines up the drills. And it, you know, it sort of, orders flew out. We were printing and packing them within minutes of them coming off the printer to try and get orders out, you know, in that day's post as quick as possible. And that was a crazy time. And we've tried to take that into account by making sure we've got even more ready and printed. But there's also more people buying them over the long term, so I've got no idea how this is going to go. Let's have a bit of excitement in January as well as in December, and we'll see how it goes. But your guys' support in our trays and in our shop and everything else has been absolutely amazing. Definitely keeping us busy, which is not a bad thing. Joyce says she's going to do the Advent for the first time. Welcome, Joyce. I hope you enjoy it. And, you know, just take it in your stride. Enjoy each day. Do each day you can. Don't beat yourself up if life gets in the way, because you can always fit it in between Christmas and New Year and just nudge it over to another day a little bit. Irene says she loves Diamond Art Club, but most of the paintings are so big. She says, and at her age she likes to get a painting done in a month or so. A lot of her day is diamond painting, but she does really enjoy it. Oh, I am glad you get enjoyment out of it. There are days when I just diamond paint for pretty much all of the day. It's often if I'm off work. for a week or so. I try and get everything done, you know, that I need to get done. And when I say need, it's not always housework. Sometimes I try and get a bit of that done and then I'm like, nah, I'm having a day off today. And I do like the odd day to diamond paint all day. I like it when I can sort of potter a little bit as well. So maybe just do something like the washing, you know, that only involves me getting up and stretching every now and then I can go back to diamond painting. My kind of day. Oh, Irene's come back. She said, I take it back. She said, just got an email in on your site. Okay, perfect, Irene. You can tell I'm reading these comments out as we go. Irene has got her email in to be notified, so we're all good. Awesome. But they are going live tonight when you guys are watching this. Okay, just having another drink of my brew. Make sure I get this while it's warm, though I've got my warmer. I was gifted a coffee warmer last year, purposefully for these whip and chats because my coffee goes cold on me. 20101946 Iffy. She says, I've just noticed that the Zesty Wolf symbols are the same as Diamond Art Club use. Was that intended or a coincidence? So Diamond Art Studio UK have replied to this, which is good, because I would have had to ask. She does say that would be a coincidence. She says since April this year, all of their new kits, which would include this one, are done using their own hand-selected symbols to ensure no similarities. So they don't do B and 8 or S and 5. So therefore they now have a lot of symbols and not many numbers and letters on their canvases. I don't see this being too similar. Most of my Diamond Art Club that have 310, they often use a circle, not a square. I'm pretty sure my Minions uses a circle, not a square. I know they like the slash symbol because I have 2 of them on my Minions canvas and I don't have any on here. And Diamond Art Club use a lot of arrows as well, but there's only 1 on here. I don't know. Maybe it's just the colours are similar to a painting you're working on. I know Diamond Art Club have used. I know I've got one that's like the, you know, like half a square, like, and it's coloured in black, and they use like all 4 corners of them, but there's none of those on here either. So maybe it is just a similarity on a couple of symbols, but I don't see these as being the same as Diamond Art Club. But I can only go by my Minions one. It may be different. There may be some that are more similar to another canvas that they do. 3 Bark Boys Plus. Oh, this is in relation to how the maker of my diamond painting advent calendar, they think, so I see it as like cat-eared, and they said it might be like cat-eared. Okay, they see it as 2 words. Maybe I need to ask them. Maybe I need to email them and say, how do you pronounce your name? Am I pronouncing it properly or not? I'm not sure. Okay, Linda. She says she hasn't been able to start hers yet. She has a crochet order for twin girls that she has to get done first. 2 blankets and 2 teddy bears, 2 hats and 2 cardigans, so that'll keep her busy. But she did say she'll be doing hers over Christmas. That is perfectly understandable. You cannot disappoint twin girls. Well, you cannot disappoint any children really, unless, you know, they're out of line. Asking what this is very weird. It's like you can't disappoint children. yes, you can sometimes disappoint children, if it's fair and just. But if you've promised something, then yes, it would be disappointing them if you didn't do it. So I perfectly understand. As long as you get some time over Christmas, make sure that you do get a bit of me time. Even if it's between Christmas and New Year. Lady Dax, she says she's so happy with the quality of Zesty Wolf. She said it is a pleasure to do. She had to force herself to stop at one section. Yeah, I completely understand you on that one. I've really enjoyed doing this so far. She says she has a lot of off the canvas things to get done, to send to her family for Yule presents. She says she'll have to finish them before she starts on the other 2 paintings she was going to do alongside her wolf. So once she's done her wolf section, she was going to move on to something else. She says she has a few favourite authors on Audible, all fantasy. She says she likes Deborah Harkness, Elizabeth Hunter, Nancy Warren and Angela Pepper. Oh, thank goodness for giving me names that I can read. She says all of them have a fair amount of humour in them and a few strange romances too. I have been known to have a little giggle while listening to my audiobook and have anybody in the room look at me wondering what I'm laughing at. She said she had the same thing in her advent calendar box too. Ah, so maybe they are the same. We'll have to compare at the end, Lady Dax, and let me know if all yours have matched mine, so that we do know they are universal across the catered advent calendars. That would be something that would be interesting to know. But now you also know to make sure you open your advent calendar before you watch this advent, because otherwise it'll be like me opening your advent calendar and it sort of takes a little bit of the fun out of it. She said she got her daughter, who's 36, she said she got a Dobby's Odd Socks advent calendar. She said it's a standing joke, as she never wears matching pairs. Yeah, I have one of those as well. I have one of those daughters. I must admit it's a lot easier when I'm doing the washing for her. Any socks, she basically gets sent any socks, whether they're singles or pairs. When I've done the washing, they just get put on her pile of clothes and sent to her room. Whereas for the other members of the family that tend to wear matching socks, if an odd sock comes out of the wash load, it goes in the odd sock basket to sit there until the odd sock basket's full and somebody can be bothered sorting them out. Amanda says she wants one of the Zesty Wolf so bad, but she doesn't have the money. She says it looks so cute and she loves wolves and the colours on the wolf. Oh. She says she's hoping at tax time she can get some of the stuff from my shop, and hopefully Zesty Wolf if he's not sold out yet. Well, as I'm making this video, he hasn't sold out yet. He's low, but he hasn't sold out yet, and sales are, there's a drip of sales, but it's not an avalanche, so maybe you'll be all right. Bernil says they love my videos, thank you. She said, could you please share the link to the advent box? The advent box was an unboxing on my other channel, which is Add More Zest with Diamonds. I will leave their comment there and I will pop them a link to that video, which has a link to the advent calendar. So I will pop the details. I will reply to that one when I can copy and paste the link over. Cindy, has said, yay, I'm finally able to participate in an advent. Awesome. She's doing a 30 by 30 Harry Potter. She had kitted up for June, but sadly life got in the way and she didn't diamond paint for a few months. She said, so she's happy to be back on and hearing your sweet voice. Oh, thank you. She said, tell Megan happy birthday in case I miss it. Yeah, Megan's birthday was at the beginning of November, but I will be sure to pass on and make sure she's aware that you've wished a happy birthday, Cindy. I'll tell her. She'll be happy. It'll put a smile on the face. While I am currently filming this, she is currently doing all the printing for logbooks and planners, etc. She's the queen of printing on A5, so she's currently doing that. Right, brew's finished now, so you don't have to hear that anymore. Margaret has said, thank you, Rebecca, for Zesty Wolf. She says, it has shown me what a quality painting is like to work on. There is a difference. I will say there is a difference between, you know, a dearer diamond painting. Some companies that are quite a bit dearer, but the quality is superior. And, you know, the bargain paintings, which I do both. I am happy to do both. I do get a little bit more enjoyment out of the quality, but I do enjoy what can be a bargain on some others, and that's why I do like to mix it up. I appreciate them both for different points. She said she hadn't treated herself to quality paintings before. She says that has changed as she did decide that the Black Friday Diamond Art Club sale was too good to miss, and she did give herself an early Christmas present. She hopes that the quality will be amazing as this one from Diamond Art Studio. It is good. Most Diamond Art Clubs are good quality. I've only had a little bit of trouble with some squares, but not all squares. She says her diamond painting budget will have to increase, as this painting has definitely given me the taste for quality paintings, although the less expensive paintings will still be a large part of my stash. She says she's looking forward to working on this each day and watching my video. Oh, thank you. I did want to make sure when we did partner with somebody for this painting, I realised it wouldn't necessarily be in everybody's budget. Yeah, I knew it wouldn't be in everybody's budget, and I can never please everybody's budget, but I didn't want there to be any disappointment when working on this painting alongside me, and therefore I did need to make sure that I worked with a company that the quality was there, and then in turn the enjoyment is there. And other companies that do ones cheaper, sometimes the quality is there, sometimes it isn't. It's a little bit more hit and miss. It is cheaper though, so if you do have a stricter budget, then, you know, needs must. I'm all for, say, I often work with both, and I still do enjoy working on some of the ones that aren't the same quality, but there is just a little bit of pleasure of treating yourself to a quality one, even if you do mix them up and do a little bit of each day, and you can still get some amazing pictures that are cheaper. But yeah, I'm so glad you're happy with it, Margaret. I do love this painting, and it makes me happy that people that have decided to purchase it do enjoy it as well. It is about enjoyment, this Advent. Handcrafted by Helen. She says she is a new diamond painter. Just discovered it about a month ago. Oh, hello and welcome. Handcrafted by Helen. I hope you're enjoying it. She says she's doing Diamond Dots Green Eyed Beauty cat painting for the Advent. She's across the world in New Zealand, so having to watch the day after you. Yes, Margaret is in Australia as well, so I think she watches the day after I've posted. I just don't know if there's a really good time to catch everywhere in the world, even if I adjusted my time schedule. My mum always watches me a day behind as well. But yeah, you can either choose, of course, to still do it on your December. So do day one on your December, and just be doing a square ahead with me. Or, you know, end up doing a square on Christmas Day because you do the same one I'm doing. But do what works for you. Hey, if you miss a day though, if you're doing it in advance and then something happens in your life and you miss a day, you won't be behind because you'll be at the same place that I'm at. So that's all good. She says she's also doing an AliExpress one, but is having problems with the drill popping. She said so in future she will buy better quality. She said lesson learned. Yeah, not all AliExpress sellers are bad on quality, and not all of them have a problem with drills popping. Some do, some don't. It can be a little bit hit and miss, so just pay attention to the seller you purchase from. Some of them are still extremely good. Ever Moment springs to mind. I mean, they are a more expensive one, but they are on AliExpress and their quality is amazing. They probably have one of the highest qualities on AliExpress. I don't know if the Timney Arts, I haven't tried Timney Arts recently. I know they did change hands, but I know when the last one that I got, that was amazing quality. In fact, it was the first December Advent I did 2 years ago. I did a Timney Arts round painting and the quality was amazing. And that was AliExpress. Okay, the next response, I saw this come through when it came through on the comments, because I get the comments come through by email. Most of them do anyway. Every now and then YouTube misses a couple. And I saw this one come through and I'm impressed, Denise. This is epic. So let me see, I'm dipping into the pot for this one because I do only need a few. So I'm seeing if I can get away with it. But Denise has commented. She says, you mentioned liking the fox you did from Diamond Art Club, and Joanne's, the US craft store, does carry it. She said she bought a different painting from that same release in the store. She said, and the gapping is a significant problem for her. So it does seem as though Diamond Art Club is still a little bit hit and miss depending on the stock. I have heard that they've started producing their own drills now. So maybe it depends where in the planning stage they were as to which drills they use. She says as much as she loves Ever Moment, she does avoid things with a lot of blocked light colours, because that is where they do tend to have a little bit of an issue with their gapping. She says, but their other colours sit snugly together, she said, and that's probably what has her spoiled. Yeah, you can get spoiled by a diamond painting company. I do believe that. She says Diamond Art Club just doesn't seem to have their grid tight enough. So maybe it's something to do with the printed canvas. She says she does get that there's a fine line between gapping and popping drills. But she does firmly believe that for the prices they charge, they should have figured that out by now. She says, especially with them having managed to maintain consistency with their drills. She said even her canvas from Heaven and Earth Design had fewer gapping problems than her Diamond Art Club projects have had, and they didn't even provide the drills. She said she's had enough Ever Moments spares for about 1/3 of the 2 paintings that she bought, and the rest she did buy from Ever Moment. She says in her opinion, her biggest thing with Diamond Art Club is the rendering. She says that they tend to choose a lot of artwork that doesn't lend itself to their rendering style, and realistic pieces end up looking cartoony. She tends to look at the rendering before she buys pictures. She also feels the same about some of them from Dreamer's Designs, though she's not bought them yet. She loves so many pieces from both companies and then scrolls to see what the rendering is like, and she's not so keen. She says she prefers the computer rendering before the hand rendering. Yeah, I do kind of know what she means. I think it is a little bit, it is their style. And on some images from Diamond Art Club, I will actually say that the fact that the image ends up looking a little bit cartoony is actually perfect for that image, and it does make a striking picture. But I do get what you mean. I think there is a little bit of personal preference there. She says, she also said, but she can't believe it, she managed to finish day 1 before me. She says, on a square with the video run out 1.5 times. She says she does that with everyone. She only briefly lowered it to 1.25 times speed. She says she appreciates the pauses and the slower start to open the advent boxes, because last year, even though she did a 40 by 40, she only ended up about halfway done with the block before the video was over. She said, and decreasing the video speed didn't help much. She said, for the most part, I finished the square in silence because I didn't follow many other diamond painters. She said, and certainly none with a consistent posting scheme. She said she ended up finding Joan diamond paints. So that's an upside though, she said, because she does enjoy her channel as well. The silence got to her after a while. Yeah, I am trying as much as I can to sort of, you know, have that little build up and start off. It's fun to do something a little bit different as well, with opening the advent calendar, confirming those questions that are asked about the pen and the tray. So I'll definitely keep that up throughout December. How much waffling and pausing I'll do will depend. This video has ended up being a little bit longer than yesterday, but of course yesterday was this block at the bottom, so I didn't change my diamonds much. But I've got through a nice chunk of comments there, but I'm still scrolling through and there's still a load more to go. So keep your questions coming. I will keep answering them as I can, reading out your comments, having that little bit of conversation and banter. But I love how that looks. And I tell you, if you'd have seen the image that we sent to Diamond Art Studio, there was none of this shading stuff. It was all a solid colour, and Diamond Art Studio did amazing at getting some shading in this image. And it really helps, one, make the diamond painting more fun, and second, makes the image pop. But yeah, that's me for the 3rd of December. So thank you all of you for watching, for joining in and for diamond painting with me, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow.